Welcome to Animal Atlas. Come with us around the globe and explore the animal world and its jungle animals and desert creatures. We'll meet wildlife on the savannah and see our underwater friends. And animals from the Arctic Circle. Anywhere, everywhere animals live. It's always an adventure. Today on Animal Atlas, we're going amphibious. Hold it. Amphibious doesn't mean water drinker. Most animals, especially mammals, enjoy a long, cool drink. Maybe some more than others. Just hold on a minute. Amphibious doesn't just mean swimmer. Sure, the Siberian tiger can often be found paddling around in his pond. And the fishing cat is another cat who fancies the water. And fish? Fish are the ultimate water dwellers. From the colorful fish of the tropics to the monochromatic gray fish of the cold water oceans, to every kind of fish imaginable. This is paradise for a fish, as is this. They're all swimmers, all right. But amphibious means capable of living on land and in water. Who in the animal kingdom can manage that? You can do a lot of things, but landlubbing isn't one of them. No, cetaceans, which includes whales, like our friendly beluga whale, and dolphins, from the Pacific white-sided dolphins to the bottlenose dolphin, maybe mammals who breathe air. But they have so adapted to a life at sea that their flukes, or tail fins, are useless on land, though they are invaluable for propulsion underwater. Powerful flukes hold these animals up when spy hopping, or when dancing with friends, or hydroplaning, or even leaping completely out of the water. Air breathing? Yes. Water living? Yes. But despite being some of the most intelligent animals on the planet, these lovely creatures can't leave their water world. Manatees, too, are confined to their watery habitat. These gentle and slow-moving herbivores live in temperate coastal waters. And though they can walk, well, sort of, on the sandy river bottom using their fins, they won't be venturing up on the shore. Not ever. Who's amphibious, you ask? Amphibians? Of course. And we'll get to them in a minute. The word amphibious comes from the Greek words amphi and bios, which means double life. So in the animal kingdom, who can live and function on land and in the water? Who leads a double life? Seals, of course, from harbor seals to elephant seals. Both are ocean dwellers who use terra firma as a rest stop or a beach vacation spot. How about the polar bear? This animal is as comfortable on land as it is in the water. Polar bears don't exactly live at the North Pole, but they roam the ice floes in the Arctic Ocean. The polar bear's triangular-shaped head is ideal for cutting through the water. And their partially webbed feet make them a sort of water bear. A polar bear can swim more than 40 miles across the open sea without resting at the incredible speed of 4 miles per hour. Amphibious? You bet. Down at the bottom of the world, this flightless bird is nothing if not amphibious. Penguins may not be able to fly, but they can waddle or hop along on land, and can also swim with the same speed and grace that airborne birds reserve for the sky. Amphibious? Absolutely. Both these animals have adaptations to accommodate their combination terrestrial and aquatic lifestyles. Though these two animals will never meet in the wild, they do share webbed toes and a hankering for seafood. Who else leads a double life? The hippopotamus, of course. This bulky animal wallows by day and grazes on land at night. See that wide mouth and those thick lips? There's nothing better for grazing on terrestrial grasses in great volume. But the hippo also has eyes, ears, and nostrils that sit atop its head. Not only do the hippo's nostrils close when he makes a dive, but with his eyes, ears, and nostrils just above the waterline, the hippo can remain submerged all the livelong day while breathing comfortably and while listening to what's happening in the environment and keeping an eye on things. Yes, this hefty fellow may look slow and unassuming, but now we know that just like Superman and his alter ego Clark Kent, the amphibious hippopotamus leads an exciting double life.
Captain Hippopotamus, master of his terrestrial and aquatic domains.
Birds, like swans, and ducks certainly enjoy an aquatic existence, though most of their water dwelling is done on the surface. Though we certainly can say penguins live a double life, on land and in the water. Waterfowl just might have a triple existence, on land, in the water, and in the air. And then there are those privileged waterfowl who have all that and a private pool and hose service too. When we come back to Animal Atlas, we'll meet more of the amphibious elite. But first, let's see if you can guess this animal fact. Which is characteristic of amphibians, but not of reptiles? A, they are cold-blooded. B, they can breathe through their skin. C, they are vertebrates. Or D, none of the above. The answer coming up when we return to Animal Atlas. We're back. Did you guess the right answer to our question? Which is characteristic of amphibians, but not of reptiles? The answer is B. Amphibians can breathe through their skin. We've met a lot of animals who we can call amphibious, but there is only one group of animals who are actually called amphibians. Who's a familiar amphibian? The frog, of course. Most amphibians are brightly colored, but none are as radiantly colorful as these poison arrow frogs from South and Central America. Also called poison dart frogs, they come in an astounding array of colors and patterns. This is a golden dart frog. And here's the blue poison arrow frog, and the appropriately named splash-backed poison arrow frog. Did we say poison? Yes, but not poison like the sting of a scorpion, or the bite of a tarantula, or the saliva of the Komodo dragon. No, with these little amphibians, it's not that they have a deadly bite, it's their skin that's poisonous. They have glands in their skin that produce strong toxins. These colorful frogs are poisonous to eat. Who would want to eat them? Well, they're snakes, and spiders, and birds. But if a predator were to eat these frogs, it would probably get very sick and maybe even die. Too late for the individual frog maybe, but word gets around fast in the tropical rainforest. But don't get the idea that these frogs didn't give fair warning. Their skin is brightly colored to notify would-be predators that they are not edible. Bright colors like this signify... If a predator doesn't heed this amphibian's warning, it does so at its peril. But what about the term arrow or dart in these frogs' names? The Choco Indians, who live in Western Colombia in South America, would poison the tips of their blow darts with the toxins from these frogs. But what makes a frog, however colorful and interesting, an amphibian is its skin. Look at how smooth the skin is on these animals. Amphibians have a naked skin, which means they lack hair, feathers, or surface scales. And as astounding as it sounds, they can breathe through their skin, as well as, or instead of, through their lungs. What's the most important thing in an amphibian's life? Water. Frogs and other amphibians need fresh water to keep their skin moist, and so a watery environment is where they live. But this doesn't necessarily mean that all amphibians are amphibious, as we've come to understand the word, living a life half on land and half in the water. Some frogs are content to merely live in the damp canopy of the rainforest. There are, however, amphibious reptiles. Who? Well, many snakes prefer a tropical rainforest environment, just like our frogs do, as do a number of lizards. But as for reptiles who live the aquatic terrestrial double life, we needn't look any further than The alligator. Whether the Chinese alligator or its larger American cousin, alligators are meat-eating reptiles who spend a lot of their lives in water. Not the cold open ocean like the polar bear or the penguin, but the fresh to brackish water of marshes, canals, and swamps. The alligator puts the A in amphibious, coming onto land to bask in the sun, only to return to the water to propel itself along with its tail and webbed feet. Alligators are fearsome predators with no natural enemy other than man. They have close to 80 sharp conical teeth, which they use to seize and hold prey. Since they don't chew their food, they just swallow it whole. It's easy to tell a frog from an alligator, but some reptiles and amphibians resemble one another. The key thing to remember is amphibians have smooth skin, and reptiles have scaly skin, whether alligator or snake or lizard. Amphibian, amphibious reptile, with a lot of teeth. Teeth that will regrow if one is lost. That's why you're smiling, isn't it? Well, we've seen a lot of animals that live a double life, from mammals to birds to reptiles. But there is one kind of animal who has earned the title of
Grand Master Amphibious!
Who's that, you ask? The turtle, of course. Maybe no other animal moves so effortlessly between a life on land to one in the water or underwater as these reptiles with a shell. Reptiles? Yes, turtles are air-breathing reptiles. Just like our friend the alligator, or like snakes, or lizards. They are amphibious, but not amphibians like our frogs. Loosely defined, most reptiles are cold-blooded, air-breathing, scaly, egg-laying animals. Cold-blooded, or ectothermic, does not mean that reptiles lack compassion, but rather that they get their body warmth from the sun or from the warm water around them. Unlike mammals, who have little internal heaters that keep their body temperature consistent and give them that warm-blooded or endothermic label. Most people guess that snakes and lizards are reptiles. It's frogs and turtles that tend to confuse everybody. But now we know, frog equals amphibian, and turtle equals reptile, an amphibious reptile, like nothing else on Earth. When we come back to Animal Atlas, we'll meet a host of extraordinary chelonians. But first, let's see if you can guess this next animal fact. A turtle's shell is made of A. Compressed keratin. B. Gelatin. C. Cartilage. Or D. Bone. Don't go away. The answer coming up right after this on Animal Atlas. We're back. Did you guess the right answer to our question? A turtle's shell is made of? The answer is D. Bone. No, a turtle can't climb out of its shell, any more than we can climb out of our skeleton. A turtle's shell is actually a part of its skeleton, and it's permanently attached to the animal's spine and ribcage. These hard protective shells are made up of 59 to 61 bones covered by plates called scutes. The top of the shell is called the carapace, and the bottom is called the plastron. Turtles can feel through their shells, not only pressure and pain, but also touch. This green sea turtle, in fact, is a very tactile animal, and she craves the trainer's gentle touch. Almost as much as she loves specially prepared squid logs. Yum! Turtles are referred to by scientists as chelonians because they are in the taxonomic order Chelonia, the Greek word for tortoise. Did we say tortoise? A turtle is a tortoise? Not necessarily. Both turtles and tortoises, and even little terrapins, are all chelonians. The word turtle and tortoise are common names which refer to both where the animals live and how they live in their habitats. Tortoises are terrestrial, land dwellers who live in deserts, forests, and grasslands. Tortoises eat low-growing shrubs, grasses, and all sorts of tasty things they might find in their travels. They are slow-moving, but filled with determination. And their feet are round and stumpy, and usually scaly for optimum land travel. Desert-dwelling tortoises, since they live in very hot and dry habitats, need a cool place to get out of the blazing sun, so they use their especially strong legs to dig underground burrows. Maybe not burrows as intricate as the meerkat, or as the prairie dog can build, but a refuge from the heat nevertheless. Some tortoises have relatively smooth shells. Others have scutes that look like a range of spiky pyramids. The Madagascar spider tortoise has very distinctive markings on its shell, while the red-footed tortoise has a different kind of identifying marking. There are giant tortoises, like the Aldabra from an island in the Indian Ocean, and other giants too. Some are shy, others are independent. Some traverse their environment easily. Others get stuck occasionally. Some enjoy human companionship and affection. Others enjoy the company of other chelonians. And there are tiny tortoises too. Well, that's actually a baby tortoise, just 2 years old. This baby was hatched looking like a miniature adult, and he's been on his own since he was in the egg. The mother doesn't incubate the eggs or care for the hatchlings, like we're used to seeing with any number of other animals. This baby tortoise must fend for itself. See ya! Terrapins spend their time on land and in water, but they always live near water, usually in swampy areas. Terrapin comes from an Indian word meaning little turtle. And turtles? These are our amphibious chelonians. Turtles come in a wide variety of shapes and sizes, with different coloring on their skin and patterns on their shells. But most important, turtles are amphibious. Yes, they spend time on land, climbing out on logs, or rocks, or banks to bask in the sun. But turtles spend most of their lives in water. Many turtles live in fresh water, in ponds and lakes. They have webbed feet for swimming, unlike our digging tortoise's feet. Sea turtles have adapted to an aquatic life in the ocean. Though the female will come ashore to lay her eggs, the sea turtle rarely leaves the ocean. Its streamlined body shape and long legs, which have evolved into graceful sea flippers, make this animal one of the most poetic of all the ocean dwellers. Turtles, turtles, turtles everywhere. Turtles living the good life, double lifestyle, deciding whether to go in the water, climb out of the water, go for a swim, or contemplate the best way to solve a difficult problem. The pig-nosed turtle from New Guinea seems to have a startling appearance, until you come across the Florida soft-shell turtle with its long snout and distinctively smooth shell. But one of the most unusual-looking turtles is the mata-mata turtle from South America. This animal is an ambush predator, cleverly disguised as a leaf in the water. Unsuspecting prey like small fish and aquatic invertebrates are easily fooled. Turtle? What turtle? I don't see a turtle down here. So, we've met amphibians who aren't trying to fool anybody, and amphibious reptiles who fool everybody. A lot of our amphibious friends look awkward on land, but this usually means that they are graceful in the water. Ah, the double life, terrestrial and aquatic, is the good life for more than one of our animal friends. For more fun animal facts and news, visit our website at www.animalatlas.tv. See you there. Don't go away. Animal Atlas will be right back. Until next time on Animal Atlas.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, Phil.
People out there?
Yep, people.
Ring around the rosy. I'm dizzy.
Got him.
To be or not to be?
Bubbles.
And they're off. As they round the first turn, the zebra's in the lead because no one else is racing.
Darling, alone at last.
Tag, you're it.
Once again, we've traveled the globe from North and South America to Africa and Asia to Australia and every fascinating place in between. We've met all kinds of incredible animals and learned some important facts about their ability to survive and flourish on our planet. And with our help, we'll make sure they're around for a long time to come. Join us next week for another amazing adventure on Animal Atlas.